Hello, hello, and welcome. I'm Zilla, and this is my Ancient Gaming stream, where I play games with Ancient Studies content and talk about it. Today I am returning to Okami, a game about Japanese folklore, which we play the punny wolf goddess Amaterasu, the sun goddess, head of the pantheon, turned into a wolf. Okami being parsable both as wolf and as great god. If you wanted to go back and watch the first part so as not to miss anything at all, you can find all of my Archeo Gaming streams and all my other content on my YouTube channel down in the description. Yeah, there we go. All of them are down in the bottom of the frame. Feel free to check it out. You can always keep up with my schedule. I do post on Blue Sky and on Mastodon when things are coming up. And I try to stream here every Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern. So if you are here in chat, feel free to say hi. I'd love to have you. And otherwise, I'll just get started on with the show. We are just encountering the first boss. And at least I think so. Oops. And I still need to get used to the controls, so it's fun time. Yes, let's go. Oh, I did look up a little bit more about Isumboshi, our tiny little friend. Isumboshi was another sort of quasi-Tom Thumb story, actually, where he was gifted or came about to an old couple who had really wanted a son, and he came out Isunboshi, just 1 inch tall. Sun being a sort of comparable unit of measurement. So, got something going on this way. And there are lots of stories about Isunboshi getting into trouble, traveling around in a cup or a miso bowl with a chopstick as a rudder, falling in love with a normal-sized girl and essentially tricking her and her father into getting engaged. All sorts of chaos. One of the more consistent pieces is that he often has a magic hammer. So everything has been frozen by the black spirit Orochi, the demonic 8-headed dragon-like beast. The sky is dark, and the people are frozen in stone. That's Isun there. Okay, where are we headed? Back up to some high ground. Follow the road. I do love this game's visuals. More this way, more this way. Follow the giant arrow, Z. Yes, Isun, I heard you. Yes. Yes, I would say that's pretty bad. Well, we are the sun goddess, so... So if I can remember how to... apparently I can just draw a sun. Good deal. And you see that red sun rather than yellow, like the flag of Japan with all those rays. Come to think of it, your name is Amaterasu, like the sun goddess. The flowing brush is like music from the heavens. In Final Fantasy, hi DJ Chernobot, in Final Fantasy one of the recurring items to cure the mini status where you're shrunk down to a tiny size is a magic hammer. Also referencing the Isun story. Yes. The line from one of my grandfather's poems. I don't recognize the poem offhand, but that has the feel of something from a haiku. Something, you know, or something terribly profound. A celestial brush. Well, it appears the villagers are back to normal now. Yeah, he's got a tiny Mikan on his head. And his name is Mr. Orange. I wonder if it's Mr. Mikan, Mikan-san, in Japanese. Look at those whiskers. So if you remember from last time, Shiranui was a white wolf who helped defeat the first Orochi. Who helped defeat Orochi the first time, I should say, since it is Orochi's spirit has been released. I don't recognize the yoke he's wearing. It's kind of like a Shinto wreath. Oh, there's some evil spirits here. Gave us a little Japanese painting showing sort of hungry ghosts is usually what they're called. Hungry ghosts are pretty dangerous, though. These guys are a little bit more. Okay. Remember, I can slash them like that. There's got to be some way to target them. That did them in. Ooh, there's a thing to collect. You can gather money by killing evil spirits. Oh, and look, that appears to have restored some natural environment. Oh, apparently we earn praise. Okay. Well, yeah, it is divine intervention, because I'm a goddess. There sure have been a lot of monsters. I don't know why I tossed poor Mr. Orange around. Interesting that Isun would be worked up about people not respecting the gods anymore, given that he didn't respect us either. Okay. We got a seed bag. I guess to have other animals like us. Guess so. I don't know what it means by gods aren't supposed to use animals in this manner. Japanese gods don't typically, they're not really associated with animals most of the time, not the way that like a Greek god would be, like, you know, Hera and the peacock, or Zeus and the eagle, anything like that. But at the same time, like you do have Inari, the trickster spirit, who is um, a shape-shifting fox, a kitsune, the original kitsune. Gender ambiguous, by the way, Inari. Inari is sometimes male, sometimes female, and often neither. Okay, apparently the fan menu is in the start button. Check out what that looks like. I don't know why. Okay, so that's our items. That's our stats. It's our brush techniques. Oh, let's look at the bestiary. What have we got? Green imps. So like you see the way that they're depicted in this scroll. They've obfuscated a little because they're altering a pre-existing thing. So these they're thinking of as sort of little monkey trickster spirits. They cause outbreak and disease. And they're portrayed as flautists, which would explain the long flute that they're carrying. I don't know that I've seen them as a separate yokai, a separate type of spirit in Japanese folklore, but like if you look at the way, like under the writing here, especially this first one is presented as sort of human, but with lots of bulbous and sort of grossly flowing skin, the little beard, and like if you could see under the piece of paper, you'd probably see some fangs and dark, angry eyes. But you also see that sort of rounded belly. So, like, the depiction is very similar to what you'll see in actual Japanese scrolls as hungry ghosts. Okay. I guess we can check out the travel guide. Travel tips. I don't know who this is supposed to have been by. Maybe Isun's grandfather. So this sort of just tells us the movement things that we've already learned. You can see the sort of the scroll work that they have. So Japanese writing is usually top to bottom, and then the columns will move from right to left. If they're going horizontally, it will actually be from left to right. So this is an older style of writing, and this is still used very much so in modern Japanese writing. If you pick up a book, it's usually in columns. and you read from right to left. Um, and I can't, like, I can make out some individual letters here. It's clearly blurred together, but I wonder what it actually says, because clearly it's not changing when we move along the scroll, so it's probably not giving us actually a similar statement to what's down below. Sora. Oh, I can't read it. It's too blurry and small. Not that I think that my Japanese is good enough to tell you what it says anyway. But we have this sort of brushwork on a scroll. This is a very typical Japanese way of writing. It's all done with brush. You'll often see in depictions of Japanese writing, like if they're wearing kimono or something, they'll pull the sleeve and write like this, with the brush in one hand and the other holding their sleeve back, so that they don't smear any ink. And then the artwork, also very brushstroke. They just wanted to get in all of the little things. So there's Amaterasu in the middle with Isun at her feet, and a rough map of Japan, it looks like, on the left side. So yeah, you're right, DJ Chernobot. It could just be some kind of filler script, just like a lorem ipsum, but I can't tell from here. Certainly there are actual letters in there, but I don't know what they go together to say. Right, so it looks kind of like a rough map of Japan. You've got like the blue bit is the North Island of Hokkaido, then the main curved island, which we normally think of as the main part of Japan, is called Honshu, and then the two southern islands, Kyushu and... Wow, it just left my head as I was talking. Sorry, I've been doing that a lot lately. I think I'm getting old. Anyway, fun fact. Much like the nation of Hawaii, the Ryukyu Islands that are sort of off the southern end of Japan, that are part of Japan now, were actually an independent nation pre-World War II, and still very much have an indigenous population who do not really consider themselves Japanese, just like most indigenous Hawaiians do not consider themselves American. Oh, and then, our little breaking pot on the other side with a very traditional Japanese depiction of a peach. We were talking about the symbolism of the peach last time. Alright, and then here's our map. You see it's sort of the same orientation of the islands. Shikoku, that's the other island. My goodness. So we have a little map of Kamiki Village, which is the only place we've been other than the Celestial Realm briefly. So the sacred peach tree at the top, the sort of landing spot where we are now, and then down below the village itself. Oh, and we can zoom out to see the whole of the game map. We are far north. Where, in fact, are we? We're on an outward tip of Hokkaido, it seems. Fascinating. So Hokkaido is actually, another area of modern Japan that wasn't always considered part of Japan. I don't remember exactly when it became considered part of the empire. definitely more integrated than Kyushu. But there are still indigenous populations there, like the Ainu, who are very much their own peoples and have been colonized by the Japanese. So, spirit globes. Okay. So, we've restored this little spring after having restored the sun. What happened to Mikan-san? Guess we tossed him back down to the village. Oh hey look, there are birds now. There weren't birds before. Ah! There he is. Oh. I apparently could have fed the birds. Okay. We have a man wearing a wicker helmet. I feel it, I sense it. Foul beast dwell here. Concentrate, look hard, you see right behind you now. And indeed. Alright. Okay. So, Komuso is excited. Oh, and you can see he is also a flautist. He's carrying a bamboo flute. A fairly typical shape and carving. That guy's odd. Huh. Apparently I can just talk to him if I want to fight more doohickeys. A demon fang. A fiend forged in demonic hatred, beautiful and deadly. I guess I'm gonna stop talking to this guy. Oh, took me longer that time. Oops. Yes. Okay, so I can talk to this bird. I guess? Nothing wrong with feeding the birds. It's very pleasant, but is something going to happen? I have no idea. I mean, I want to let this play out in case something happens, but is it just going to go until I hit skip? No, there it goes. Okay. Oh. The birds gave me praise. Alrighty. Burbs are now my friends. As for you, I bite you. Okay. let's go down to the village and see what's down here. People are back. So, Mushi is mama. I guess Mushi is a kid. Mushi also means bug. I've had just about enough of this, she says. Oh, she's got a jar of water on her head that should not stand up to this kind of tilt. Someone keeps messing with my crops. Right. Do not dig in the daikon. That's what these are. These are daikon radishes. You can see the tops of them. They look a bit like carrots. But they're big white radishes, a bit milder in taste, and absolutely delicious as far as I'm concerned. I love daikon. So. Oh, we found Mushi. That's just plain weird. You look weak. Oh, he's got a dog named Hayabusa. Guess that's that dog right there. They call them turnips. I mean, they could be turnips, I suppose, but I'm pretty sure they're daikon. Okay. Hey. Well, I can't make friends with Hayabusa. Clearly the kid wants me to dig up these radishes. Fine. Okay, so if she catches me, I'm done for, but I gotta dig like 4 or 5 times. What else have we got besides Mushi and Hayabusa here? Somebody is upset. Ah, Mrs. Orange. So, a stereotypical little old lady voice. She's got a pack on her back and she's standing in a wash tub. It looks like she's doing laundry in the river. She, much like Mr. Orange, has an orange on her head. They presumably live in the house that has oranges on their posts. Ah. Especially the nose. What about the nose? I don't know. Okay, so it's doing the laundry. The drying pole's gone. Okay, so I need to find her drying pole. Oh, she's singing while she works. Speaking of singing, some kind of... Here's Cushy. Those look like dried lotus roots on her head. I don't know why she's wearing dried lotus roots, but the hat under them is sort of a princess-style hat. If you're paying attention to the Shiranui story we went through last time, Nami, the woman, was very similarly garbed. She is wearing a very nice kimono with grains up the side, just like the ones that we're standing among right now. And you can see that she has them over her hands. That's also sort of a dainty sort of thing. I think if we could see her feet, they'd also be sort of pigeon-toed together. Those are all sort of like cutesy girly signifiers. Like, this is a very elegant and dainty woman. She's a sake brewer. So sake is a rice wine. It's the typical drink in Japan. It's can be served either hot or cold, depending on the season. Hot sake often will have sort of a rice additive so that it has a little bit more substance to it, keeps you going longer. Cold sake is clear, and the flavor can be anywhere from a sort of mild sweetness like you might get with rice milk, but with the bite of alcohol, to I have tasted sake that felt like I was being punched in the mouth. So, always fun. Apparently this is where Isun is from. Or, well, they know him here anyway. So these are rice plants. Ah, so there's someone in the village named Susano, which is a reference to Susano no Mikoto, the storm god, also a trickster, the sibling of Amaterasu. Uh, Also, actually, I did go look this up. In the original versions of the Orochi story, Susano was the one who defeated Orochi by getting him drunk on sake. Oh, that's nice. Oops. I just meant to listen. So you can see a little more of the kimono now. Again, very traditional multi-layered garments with a complementary color scheme between the top and bottom layers. The big obi, the tied sash. You would not want to wear full formal kimono for wading in a rice paddy because it is grown in water, and you could see that she has to go all the way down to pick at the bottom of the rice plant. And she should have a bucket for collecting the grains. But usually you'll see like a sort of woven basket that lets the water drain through the bottom. And rice harvesters often have this particular crouch where their back is straight like a table, straight horizontal, so that they can pick the rice and their knees are bent. I was actually learning about this not when I was learning about Japan, but I was learning about sort of the history of back posture and how rice pickers often have strong backs, even though they spend all their time hunched over, because they don't actually hunch. And she still has something more to say. Okay. Somebody with a big old melon. Can I smash the melon? No, I want to smash the melon. Oh, you see those curtains I just passed through? That's a fairly typical, at least indoor doorway. Sometimes you'll see them to the outdoors too, if you don't care about air conditioning, for instance. I can't remember the name of them right now, but it's a very common style where you just have these two like 3/4 length curtains, and whatever the space inside is for, you'll kind of see that on there if it's a store or something. Here you can see this is the sake house because you've got an image of a sake flask and a little tiny cup. They serve it in these sort of triangular conical cups that are only about that high. These are sake barrels. No, these are rice bales. They just look. Oh, okay. I didn't particularly mean to consume them, but so this is brewing sake. And that kanji there is the symbol for sake. It kind of looks like a sake flask, right? And on the side here you can see sort of paddles that they use to stir. The walls are a typical, like these are painted on obviously, but they do look like the traditional paper walls. So a lot of construction in Japan is made out of mostly bamboo and paper, which does make it very prone to burning. There are a lot of stories in Japanese culture of X or Y burning down, being rebuilt, da 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 da. But it's a very versatile construction material, bamboo. And the paper is very good at letting in light, but not letting in wind and bugs and so forth. So I don't know why there's a melon in front of the sake house. Here we have a more usual wooden door. This is more rice processing. We've got some onigiri, rice balls. If you haven't seen these before, these are little triangular shaped rice balls. You kind of stick them together with your hands like this. They often will have something in the center. You can make savory ones, you can make sweet ones, fish, plums. Usually you'll see like not just regular plum, but sort of a pickled plum, which is a fairly common Japanese food. It's a very acquired taste, but I've come to like it. DJ Trundlebot Pokemon told me those are donuts. These are not donuts. They are definitely not fried. They are definitely not made of flour. They are rice. And then that little strip around the bottom is nori, just like you would see on a piece of sushi. So we've got a little stone mill here. A little hand mill. You could crank it around circular wise. And this appears to be some amount of rice sorting. And this is used for polishing rice, but the mill is broken and won't move. Okay, well, I can see that the wheel is broken. I wonder if I'm allowed to paint it back in. No, not like that anyway. It's kind of hard to control with a controller stick. Well, maybe we'll be able to do that later. Got a waterfall. So, oh, I can only stay in the water for a very short amount of time, huh? Yes, yes, Hayabusa, I hear you. Oh, We have chickens, and ooh, that's not the direction I want this to go. I don't know what that's meant to be. I guess it's like a daikon. I don't want to bite the chicken, I want to feed the chicken. I can't feed the chicken? Well, at least I can dig up this delicious looking daikon. Okay, got some pots to break. I am a menace. So we've got these little woven reed mats for sitting on. A typical style Japanese fireplace with, looks like leek soup. Okay, I guess this is where Mushi and his mom live. That explains the radish in the garden. This is the orange house. You see these little stove... Why is it taking me over there? With with an orange design on top, and the cooking fireplace with the hook for something to cook over it, with yet more oranges. Okay. I guess. Oh. I broke open their storeroom. I didn't mean to do that, but that's what I did. Okay, so that's this direction, but there was some more across the way. We haven't... Oh, and maybe we could actually see the mill from out here. There's our save mirror. There we go. Knew it had to be something like that. Fixed your mill. You didn't even ask. I thought you were still harvesting. Oh yeah, look at the way she walks. Like, so dainty. Okay. So this must be Susano's place. You can see he's got some of these horse statues out front. His house is an older design. It's designed kind of like the shrines. You can see those curved roof beams. The 2-bit middle-aged warrior, Susano. Now, people are not their lineages, and you should know that, Isun. I don't know what that noise was. I don't break your stuff. So we have what looks like a stone practice sword, along with some bamboo practice swords. So bamboo for learning how to strike properly without causing too much damage. Stone to try and get the weight. Got little practice dummies here. A nice wall scroll. I can't read that. Not even a chance. Here's a nice big barrel o sake. Oh, and the snoring's coming from underneath it. So... apparently we're just gonna jump down this ladder. Bork, bork. So Susano looks like he's got his hair in one of a variation of a traditional style. So if you can't make a top knot, sometimes you'll see them with side knots like that. Okay, so I guess I'm not supposed to wake him up yet. I don't know how I climbed that ladder as a wolf, but sure. What's what? Okay. And here's that person stuck at the rocks. A merchant. You can see the little, like, sort of money tablet hanging off the hat. A traditional Japanese kasa. You'll sometimes see them rounded like this, and sometimes you'll see them pointy. Then he's got a courier's pack on, so there's a package inside that wrapping. I think that's a little big for you, buddy. Ooh. We get shamisen players now. So, again, you see the traditional spirits turned into monkeys. And we're gonna have new types. I apparently consumed a cabbage. So when it has those little score screens, like it doesn't actually let me linger there, but if it thinks I did well on the damage, I get a tree, and if it thinks I did really well, I get the tree, but it's like in full sakura color, like it's pink and it has a little spiral. So in Japan, like if you were like getting an assignment back and it was graded, if you so instead of like a check mark, you would see a circle. And if you did really well, you might get either a spiral or a circle with like flower petals around it. And then the X means the same as it does in. My divine attributes. Okay. Okay. So, my divine attributes, the solar energy, that's my health. Ink pot is the amount of ink on hand. Astral pouch. And my purse. So all of these can be enhanced. You know, I think having more health is a good idea. Yeah, for some reason, when they brought this game to the US, they made the controller buttons X is yes and circle is no, and it drives me up a wall. I cannot internalize it. Yes, we had better check in on the dude. Speaking of Casa, he apparently has a giant umbrella. Casa being the word for umbrella as well as hat, but like specifically that hat, because it's a rain hat, so they're the same concept. Um, so that umbrella looks big enough that it's meant to be sort of a stall, like an awning. Yeah, I guess this boulder was probably put here during the cataclysm. Now, presumably, we can go wake up Susano. Come on, hit him. There we go. What the huh? Oh. If his silhouette looks a little familiar to you from the intro story, you know. This is kind of typical for this guy. You know, he intends to do good things, but he doesn't really follow through. You like him, Amaterasu? Monkey friends. Hi there! Hello, Hell Nightmare and Imaginary Fae. Glad to have you along. It is going okay. How about yourselves? We are trying to get this lazy warrior to come and move a big boulder, assuming that he actually can. Oh, I love this game so much. It's a beautiful game. It really is. I love the Japanese folklore in it. So so apparently Isun is able to pick up Susanoo and put him on Amaterasu's back. He's a little too big for that. Do not try to ride a wolf. It's not going to go well. Yeah, I guess it is late in Germany now. Thanks for joining us anyway. Um, Probably going to be playing a little bit longer. Oh, I wanted to point out you can see around Susanoo's neck Magatama bead. So, like I was saying last time, thank you. Thank you for throwing Faye at me. I appreciate that. So Magatama beads are among the regalia, the imperial regalia, along with the mirror that you can see on Amaterasu's back and the grass-cutting sword, which is the one that slew Orochi. So all of three of them have divine significance. Now I gotta run around with this guy on my back. Goodness knows how I climb a ladder. Look at him shake. Bork. I don't need to test myself against you. You look like you've already had half of that sake. Yes, and especially in this game. So Imaginary Phase saying always good when the art is that good at tying in with the significance, and and this game is very much so. Like everything is about the the stylization, the brushwork. Like you can see even the framing when we have a cutscene is this sort of Japanese scroll work, as if what we're doing is reading a scroll on a piece of paper or looking at an artwork. Yeah, I'm not sure if he's really going to be able to help us with this boulder. All right, thanks for stopping by. Nice to meet you too. You're always welcome back, and you can also watch it um, on my YouTube channel when you're done. Thank you. So off he runs extremely slowly. No, no, I don't think he can. So let's go see if we can get that boulder removed. Maybe? There you are. Oh, night has fallen. Probably not. I guess there's not much there. I doubt they're rusty. They're made of wood. So, what else have we got around? Not much. Well, I wonder if we can build ourselves a bridge. Nope. Sounds like we've got some owls. Come on. Now, technically I could just turn it into daytime, but it looks like I am not, in fact, getting the prize for doing this. Oh well. Ooh, check it out. There's a glow spot. What's this glowy spot? That's a lot better than another daikon. I got a dragonfly bead. I don't know what that means, but okay. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Dig, 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 dig. Blorp. I love the eating sound. Mushi made a whole sign for his dog. Ah. Huh. He's got a dragonfly on a string. Oh, and you can see he's got that same little hairstyle on the sides. Oh, not a warrior's top knot, but a village style. Oh, it's morning already. Okay. Well, you look like you still have more to say, which I didn't realize. Missing something that should be there. Should it be like that? I don't know what a drying pole is supposed to look like. Oh, I bet it goes here. There we go. Bamboo pole. Time to dry the laundry. You want the sun to shine? Okay. I would love some cherry cakes, why thank you. So... how are you doing? Are you even old enough to drink? She asks the wolf. Don't give your dogs alcohol. Bite it. Well, I guess I could potentially bring this to Susanoo. Maybe it'll wake him up. I mean, not likely to wake somebody up, but I would guess that's what he needs to get going. So, a drunkard and a braggart. Sadly, a similar thing happens all over the world. Love how everybody calls me a different dog name. I did? Here, I thought I had just appeared. Yeah, your sword is a piece of wood, man. Now that, though, is from the legend. This is getting Orochi drunk. Okay, too slow. I see. I gotta be quick on the draw for this. At nothing like the angle prescribed. Oh yeah, he's doing real good. Uh-oh. Why couldn't I have done this without him? You know, where that actually fell off wouldn't have helped. Little anime lines. Oh, he's gonna get killed. Oh, Sakuya's back. Oh, the peach butt is back. Oh, forgot. I thought she was done, but no. Okay, hi. The peach boobs really don't bother me nearly as much, even if they are a lot. So Isun, I think I mentioned this before, but just to be sure, I is one, and Sun, I mean I from Ichi, if you know how to count in Japanese. And then you combine it with Sun, which is a measurement of length, so 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch! Stop calling me bug, I'm 1 inch. I'm not sure it's a distinction that I would want to claim. Amaterasu trying to eat him. I would too. Yeah, I thought Sakuya's power was expended earlier. Okay, so there are guardian saplings outside the village. Good to know. Praise and adoration-based economy. This is what we really want to see. I wonder what the Japanese here would have been, because the reason they're making that sort of circumlocution, could I be so bold as to request, is probably they're trying to translate a more polite form in the Japanese. The Japanese is basically the verb endings change depending on how formal you're trying to be, and when you were talking to, for instance, the great goddess Amaterasu, you probably want to use the politest form available, even if you're a lesser godling. Interestingly, if you're talking to someone you're supposed to be quite familiar on familiar terms with, it's incredibly rude to use formal endings. It's like saying that I don't know you, you're a stranger. So we get a quest to go to the next areas out into Hokkaido. Bye, Peach Butt. Okay, bye. No, he's not leaving us. Alright, now that seems like a good place to stop. We've gotten our next location. Oh, well, our merchant's actually set up his full booth, so maybe we should see what... Let's take a look at the shopping. What you got? Oop. Mm. Did that thing where I clicked the wrong button again. So... Oh. Vengeance slip. So these are these magic paper strips that they make in Shinto. So temporary deflect enemy attacks. Slightly damages nearby. So Steel Fist Sake. we can drink sake. Steel Soul Sake. Holy Bone. Oh, we had one of these earlier. So I've got 4,000 yen. Why don't I buy some feed bags of various types? So I can hang out. Oh, maybe I have stuff to sell. Yeah, okay, I can totally sell this dragonfly bead. Tools. Oh, I see. Alright. So before I sign off, gonna go see about those chickens. Why does he want to talk to me again? I don't want to talk to him. Okay, let's befriend some chickens. Why are we befriending the chickens? Because it amuses me. Okay. We don't need to watch the circling. Oh, hey! I actually earned praise for doing that. Awesome. Okay, so back to the save spot. And this is where we are going to end for the day. Thank you all so much for coming along on this ride with me, and I will see you next week for part 3. Keep learning, friends.